I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Today, I bought the Lego Dark Knight Trilogy, Batman Tumbler, and Scarecrow Showdown. Hello everyone, it is Republic Studs, and today I got this, the Dark Knight Lego set, and I am so used to saying Star Wars, but this is actually my first DC/Batman video, and my gosh, is this a great way to do it. With this stunning set, based off of my favorite movie trilogy of all time, period. The Dark Knight is one of the best movie trilogies in existence, I think, you know, right up there with The Godfather, and maybe, like, the prequels and originals, like they're right there. They are just so good. And I honestly like the Dark Knight films even more than pretty much every Star Wars film, which is kind of insane to think about. And when I found out Lego was going to be doing this set, I flipped. Now, this is obviously the smaller version of the Batmobile, but either way, I am still very excited to dive into it. I'm going to be just oozing all of my thoughts over about the set and the movie at the end of this in my thoughts section of the video, so stay tuned for that if you want to hear me just, you know, gush about how great The Dark Knight is for like 5 minutes. But before that, I need you all to smash the like button, and we are going to get right on into the review. Check out the time cards. We'll have time cards for each section down below. And with that said, let's get into it. So here is the box art. Obviously, you could go to the top. This is at 75329, the Batmobile, Tumbler, Scarecrow, Showdown with 422 pieces. Just too short of being 420, which was mildly disappointing. Now, you obviously get a great box art of this Tumbler. It looks kind of like it's all over roofs. You could see, like, this detail right here. You could even see in the back a little bit of damaged, debris. You'll also notice up there, the Dark Knight logo. And there is this other Batman up there, and I will say that is kind of an inconsistency. I don't know why this version of Batman's here. When they have a different one in the set, I don't know how the Batman marketing really works. But then when we move it around, you get this nice side box art. Again, inaccurate Batman for this. And then you move him around, and you do get, obviously, some more beautiful display of how this whole set works. And you'll move up top, and you see some more Batman, and then we move to the side, and you see the Dark Knight logo, and then you move to the other side of the bottom of the box, and it is just a bunch of stuffs. Now, with that said, let's get into the instructions. Now, there are, no real advertisements on. Obviously, it's a pretty nice background and, all that stuff. But, if you move to the back, there's just a rebuild the world thing. There's no, mention of the new Tumbler or UCS set that they're doing. There's the win and all of that, but nothing crazy with the instruction. So first up here is the Dark Knight himself in his Batman Begins appearance from this movie. First off, I'll get off the small details out of the way. He does come with his Batarang, which is obviously very cool, a classic Lego piece. I remember even getting that, with one from the Lego movie. Then here is his little, slingshot thing. I am, psyching on the name, but it is the grappling hook. There it is. And that is obviously very cool. We see him use that a decent amount in that movie to, hang criminals and then not let them die from it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so that is neat. And then here is the Dark Knight himself. Obviously, a very cool minifigure. You get loads of detailing on the top of it, and then, on the torso. Missing printing on the legs, which I'll hit on a little bit later. Honestly, this would have been the perfect figure to give arm printing, though. There's so much stuff going on with him there. You do get some nice back printing, and then when we move up the head, you do get the standard Lego Batman face, and I think this was a serious mistake because they should have done just a plain regular face, because he doesn't have the white eyes like some other Batmen, and they've done special molds for other ones. Now, another thing I've seen a lot of people do, and this is a thing, so we do get this extra alternate face, which looks sick, and I love. So you get this angry little face right here, and there's nothing on the back of it, but he's cool. Now, the thing is, that's all you do technically with it. Even Lego suggests you put on the Batman helmet, but that's not technically how it happens in the movie. They don't do that in the movie. So if you're applying that and you want to use it accurately, then do not in any way try to put the Batman thing on like it is right now. Just keep it off. It looks better. That's how it's supposed to look technically. He doesn't have the horns in that scene. But yeah, let's move into the next figure. So here is the Scarecrow. Obviously a very cool character. First off, he does come with this weird stud blaster thing. It has charges on the back. I guess this is how he gets his hallucinogens onto people. Which with a virus that is very confusing. I will say, sometimes it'll kill Rachel, and other times it'll just give him a weird, confusion, and it'll drive the mafia boss insane. And Batman will recover. It just has a bad head cold. I don't understand his virus. But with that said, here is the Scarecrow. I do wish they gave him a face print with hair and stuff. That would have been cool. But either way, you do get this nice little print with the whole Scarecrow getup. You can see through the eyes, a very worn looking thing. And then on the back, wow, look at all that detailing. That is just great on the back of the head print. And they nailed it here. Obviously, they could have done printing again, but it wouldn't have been anything insane. So honestly, it was very understandable for this one. But now it is time to get into the build. So here is the build of the Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy, and it looks sick. So I do want to take a look at this whole thing. There are so many details to get into, and I figured we'd start off at the front. So right off the bat, you do get this nice little sticker type piece. It's not a print, and you will see actually behind that there are those little gold bars that keep the wheels in place. There are also these two stud shooters that shoot out gold. You could shoot those out. They obviously are just two connections of a stud piece like this. Nothing crazy. You could just pop those back in, and even if you want, you could leave them out. It's not a big deal. I mean, you could really do what you want with that. That's more of a play feature. You get these two nice front wheels over here, and actually, I believe, you get the back wheels. We're getting that in a second. And then you get some nice greebling all around, and then you get a nice look inside that cockpit, which we'll get into in a second. But I want to take a look at the sides. So here are the sides. We get some nice stickering all around. We do get even that stickering up there. And all of that stuff. I mean, same kind of deal with the other side. It is nearly identical. You do get some nice panels. Now I want to pop open the top of this vehicle. So here it is. All you have to do is pop open the top. And like that, there is already a clip. And you could see that. For the Dark Knight's little batarang. There's a clip for that, or one of his stud blasters or whatever. You know, you could put whatever you want. And then I do want to take a look inside the interior. You can get a better look at that. Then if you move down, you will see this nice little sticker sheet, and I am having a hard time actually getting this on camera. I've been trying to focus for like 10 minutes now, and it's just been weird. So, you know, you get a nice little look. It's nothing crazy, just some basic, you know, analytics. And then you move over here, and you do get a nice little control seat and a little, you know, dashboard thing, which all looks good. You get like a little green light, and the big boy thing that I love is how you could just sit the Dark Knight down, and he could just sit and drive off. And I also just do want to say I do really appreciate how there is a center console in there. That is just a very rare thing. I feel like you don't see a lot in Lego, but I do want to move back down because you could close up the hood or of the car, and you'd still see Batman in there, and it's a little hard to focus. Let me get a better angle. Now, I did not say you could actually see him well, but you can indeed see him. He is there, and he looks epic. Now, I want to move to the back. You obviously get these two gigantic wheels with the little fire engine, which looks great. And then I actually want to move to the top, show you the little panels real quick, and then show you how it rolls. You do actually get some very nice paneling up here. You could really kind of spin it however you want. The recommended form for it to actually be in is falling back, and obviously it's a little finicky, so you have to be very careful with it because it is kind of fragile, but it does end up working out, and it looks really good for a lot of reasons, and you know, it just looks great all around. Now let's see how it rolls. So we're just gonna kind of roll it. I don't know if how you usually review cars, but it is very good rollability. I would recommend 10 out of 10 rolling power. You know, it rolls above. You don't have to worry about it losing traction. It'll move very nice on hard surfaces, which is pretty good. I'm Batman. I will say, I do wish I did this whole review in this lighting. So, the Dark Knight Batmobile. It's about the size of my hand, which is pretty good, and it rolls fantastically. Obviously, you guys know I love this set, and there are a few things I want to hit on. First off is the figures. I think they did a good job with the figures. This set also technically could be based off of Dark Knight. The Scarecrow obviously does appear in that, and I wish they gave his human face, the character, like the actor face, for him. That would have been great. Obviously, you know, we're very limited in our Dark Knight characters. I think this is only like our 5th version of one. Obviously, you know, in terms of, you know, different characters. We've gotten the Joker, we've gotten Bane, we've gotten the Scarecrow now, and we've gotten Batman. And we've also gotten, we got Commissioner Gordon, that's it. But those are the only characters we have from this trilogy in Lego. And, you know, it would have been nice for them to detail them up a little bit more, but it's not crazy. I understand why they did what they did. I do like the alternate face inclusion for him. I think that was a little creative, and Lego went above and beyond. They did not have to do that, but they did, which I really appreciate. Now, the build is just fantastic. It is a weighty model. It feels like a $40 set. It feels like a much better value than a set like, say, the AAT in Star Wars. I don't know much other comparisons I could think of. But for a $40 set, this is a really good deal. You're getting an amazing build, and I just love this thing. The interior is fantastic. They nailed it. And I just love the back wheels. Like, I could just sit around and vroom those around for hours. And then, obviously, the plate features are nice and everything. But I think, overall, it's just a great model. Now, here's my section where I really ooze about the Dark Knight, because I just want to talk about this. Because the whole Dark Knight trilogy is just the best. The Batman Begins movie, like, I was watching parts of it as we were doing this. I watched it, actually, before in preparation for this review. And I just love these movies. They were amazingly directed, the best movies I've ever seen, some of the greatest storylines, and I really like the Scarecrow character. I think they did a cool job with him and the whole, you know, working for Ra's al Ghul. That was just a great movie, and I love it. And a thing I really would have liked to see out of this was maybe if they could have squeezed in a few more references just to, like, things you see in the movie. It's a pretty, like, simple build, but there's nothing crazy in references, and it's hard to do, I understand. There's only so much you could do with that movie. There's not a lot of crazy stunt pieces. It's mostly buildings that break down and that sort of stuff. But it's mostly involving this. Like, Lego has only done this version of this build, or this type of vehicle, for their Dark Knight sets, because this is the only real vehicle other than the motorcycle build. Now, if I had to give this set a rating, which is very hard to do, I think I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. Just some minor imperfections in the figures. Mainly the one with the Batman, because it has him with the white eyes, but in this trilogy, he doesn't have those types of eyes. And, you know, for all the other Batman trilogies, they've given some sort of special mold. And I wish they went above and beyond with that here. I know it's difficult to do because his face would look weird for the Lego minifigure format if they wanted to give him a mask, but I think they could have done it. And, you know, that was the only real disappointing part. I like the grappling hook. I like the Scarecrow. They nailed everything else. Would leg printing have been nice? Absolutely, but I do not think it was necessary here. But with that said, I will see you guys all in the next one. Remember to peace out, stay awesome, and also like the video, because if you want to see more Batman / Dark Knight Lego videos, I would love to do them, because they're just awesome.